Gobble gobble. Or happy pre-Thanksgiving or happy Thanksgiving, depending on when you're getting this. But nonetheless, hello everyone, and welcome back to the podcast for your weekly NFL picks and predictions, but also college included, college football. Looking at the stakes, it's going to be a fun weekend of games. We, of course, got the 3 Thanksgiving games, which are tomorrow as I'm recording this. That's why I'm recording this now. Black Friday game for the NFL, Dolphins and Jets on Friday, along with rivalry week for college on Friday and Saturday. Some good games there. Obviously, the big one, Michigan, Ohio State. Talk about that in a bit. Then, of course, concluding with football on Sunday and Monday, concluding with the Vikings and the Bears. Monday Night Football. But otherwise, thank you for joining me. Of course, the subscription box should be somewhere on the side of the screen, and then like button over there. But tell you guys about that again, before the end of the video. So, yeah. So, last week, another solid week, winning week. First, foremost is best 10-4 last week, concluding with the Eagles beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch. Now we're back because of Thanksgiving week, the full 16-game split. So, see how we do this time around, shall we? 12-4. We still got what? It's week 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Well, there's that extra game as well, so 18. So we got about a number of weeks left in the NFL season to try and improve on that 12-4 week just a couple weeks ago. So, see on that. But, yeah, so first we'll go over with the NFL games. So, let's chime in. So, 3 games tomorrow, starting with Lions and Packers. Packers hosting the Lions, number of weeks ago, and that was a blowout for the Lions on Thursday Night Football. Great stuff. Now, since then, the Lions have shown they're one of the top teams in the NFL, Super Bowl contender, really seems now in the NFC. They are 8-2. Packers showing off a fine win at home versus the Chargers on Sunday. Lions 7.5-point favorites at home. A key injury for the Packers. Luke Musgrave, the young rookie tight end out of Oregon State, who's come on strong the last couple weeks, unfortunately will be out for a good period of time, as it was diagnosed he has a lacerated kidney and is now on IR for some time. Hope he gets better ASAP. He's had a under the radar, but good rookie season the last few weeks. So we'll see how they fare on Thanksgiving versus the Lions. Lions have not won a Thanksgiving game in a decade, I think. Last year they came close versus the Bills, and I go in there, but I do think the Packers defense, they obviously are good all around. So I do think they can't keep this close. But ultimately, I have the Lions pulling away, and they win 27-20. Packers barely cover, but Lions get the win. Cowboys, Commanders. Cowboys at home, 11-point favorites. Commanders, a dreadful 6 turnovers against their division rival Giants on Sunday, which led to a loss, culminating with that pick 6 on the final drive, looking to take the lead. Was not to be. See, it's so odd because, as I mentioned yesterday on my recap video, which, by the way, you can go check on the channel, I love Ron Rivera, but it seems like he seems to be one of these coaches that are next in line to be canned or fired. Despite, improvements of the offense, but then you have stinker performances like he did on Sunday. And Jack Del Rio, with that defense, you expected it to be better, but it's not been. It's been underwhelming. Cowboys, no with the Eagles, and they still have a game left to play in Dallas. Ultimately, I'm going with the Cowboys. This is a game they have to win if they're going to be further in the playoff race and potentially have a chance to catch the Eagles for maybe even. It's a bit far-fetched, but the number 1 seed in the NFC. So Cowboys win 27-14. Commanders hang around for a bit, but Cowboys pull away. 49ers in Seattle. 49ers 6.5-point favorites on the road. So Pete Carroll has said that he thinks or he believes, depending on what article you read, he thinks Geno Smith will play. I mean, Geno Smith, he had that elbow injury in which he exited the game on Sunday for the Rams. If he plays, he may not be 100%, but in the NFL, a lot of people aren't. And then Other news finding out today, Kenneth Walker may not play, so be without a key piece on offense. So luckily, Zach Charbonnet is very good, but now one of your key pieces on offense, and 49ers, after that 3-game losing streak, now they got Debo and Trent Williams back ever since. They've been operating really good. And, divisional game on the road, I do think it'll be tough, but 49ers pull away 30-23 on the road and cement that they are not only here again in the NFC, but of course also looking to wrap up the division or be firmly in first place of the NFC West. The first Black Friday game for the NFL. Dolphins at Jets. Again, we can talk about it a bunch. It's one of those games where the schedule makers were probably like, ooh, Tua versus Aaron Rodgers. Not the case. It's going to be Tua versus Tim Boyle. As Aaron Rodgers spoken that he may return in week 16. Christmas time, we'll see. I don't know. But the way the Jets are going, why bother? So, on the road, Dolphins, 9.5-point favorites. See, Tim Boyle was in place for Zach Wilson when things were just looking awry against the Bills. Again, it's not all Zach Wilson. That's the thing. When Aaron Rodgers got hurt, they had to resort to how they won last year. Very good running game. Not much in passing game. Played through a great defense. Well, their defense has played as bad as well as they can this year. Problem is, when the offense doesn't perform, your defense is out on the field a lot more. Gotta say, Breece Hall has looked, at times he's looked very good, with the juice this year. But at the same time, he looks like he's still recovering from his ACL tear last year. And Dalvin Cook has not been great. He's been okay from the times they have him in. And that line has been like a leaky mess from the get-go. And not much to say about that. But, it's sad because the Jets with Aaron Rodgers were one of the most exciting stories from the offseason. Now, they are just a mess. Tua and the Dolphins, it didn't look pretty, but against the Raiders, the Raiders held their own for a while. But ultimately, Tua and the Dolphins did just enough to win. And Jalen Ramsey, since he's returned, has been allowing a 0 passer rating for the Dolphins. And with that offense, it's crucial. So, yeah, must win 26-14 for the Dolphins, and they get the win. It's funny, now with the Eagles' win over the Chiefs, the AFC supremacy list is looking much more tighter because Baltimore moves into first place in the AFC currently with 8-3, and there's a four-way tie for second best record at 7-3 between the Browns, Dolphins, Jags, and Chiefs. So, interesting to think about. Thankfully for the Chiefs, they've been the Jags and Dolphins, but yeah. Sunday games, that'll move to Sunday. So, we got a pick'em game, or I might as well check one more time to see if the line has moved as far as the Saints and the Falcons. I mean, if it's still a pick'em game, I mean, that would be just odd. Okay, so looking. Da-da. Okay, so it says here that Falcons 1.5 point favorites. I mean, nonetheless, okay. So now I feel better. See, this is difficult because Arthur Smith said that the team's going to go back to Desmond Ritter to start. So there's that. They're at home. So they got to give Bijan Robinson the ball more. They did try to a bit for the Vikings and Cardinals. If they can run the ball more with Desmond, you have a three-head backfield that is very strong with Robinson, Algier, and Cordarrelle Patterson. So run the ball more, throw it up to Drake London, Mac Hollins, and then Saints, I don't know. Same with the Falcons. I don't know what. Both inconsistent teams. And last I checked, Derek Carr, excuse me, or bless me, whichever, is still in concussion protocol. So Jameis gonna start. Michael Thomas on IR with a knee issue. So mostly Olave, Shaheed. Those guys are gonna be key for the team. So yeah. Falcons win 21-17. Now, this game has taken a much different turnaround. So, Steelers on the road in Cincinnati. Are 1 point favorites on the road. So, new meaning because A, Joe Burrow done for a season, so Jake Browning will start. The other thing, Matt Canada fired. So, I imagine the offense will have juice, more juice. Now, I will say again, it's not all been Canada's fault because we know with Kenny Pickett, sometimes he makes throws that make you shake your head. And yes, it's very odd. And we also got news that Aaron Jones out for tomorrow night or tomorrow. Just looked and says Gino is questionable. Okay. So yeah. But I mean, no Matt Canada. Now he's fired. I mean, yeah, Kenny Pickett has not been perfect. He's not been. Sometimes he makes throws that make you like scratch your head, be like, it's not Pittsburgh's franchise QB. I do think Mike Sullivan, Keith Faulkner, um, they'll be sharing play calling duties. I do think there'll be a bit of rejuvenation with the team. You know, Jake Browning, he did make some good throws, quality throws against the Ravens, and he may surprise us. But for now, going with Steelers here, 24-14. They get the win on the road. Jaguars at Texans. This may be the game of the weekend. Low key. So, Texans, CJ Stroud so far has taken the league by storm in his rookie year. Sunday wasn't so pretty for the former Buckeye as he threw 3 picks against the Cardinals. Stupid commercials. Anyways. So, yeah, so in week 3, it was Jaguars hosting Texans, and it just felt off for the Jaguars that day. I mean, turnovers, special teams went well for the Texans. CJ Stroud, that was really like the turning point because, I mean, he won that game versus Jaguars, and then that following week versus Pittsburgh. I mean, that was huge in their own right. Trevor Lawrence, gotta give credit, is also playing as well. Ever since that game, been playing about as well as any quarterback has played in the league right now. This is tough, but I'm going to go with the Jaguars in a good one, 28-24, and they get the win back on the road. I mean, for the Texans to sweep Jags, and Jags now knowing with Chiefs loss, it's like, hey, they win, they move to 8-3, and we'll see. They could be first place in the AFC. Things fall well. They get a Christmas present from the Chargers. We'll see. Or Thanksgiving gift. Buccaneers at Colts. Colts off a bye, 2.5 point favorites at home. A unique game. I would say Baker and the Bucs on the road. Gardner Minshew, you know, Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss, has been a stellar duo. And this day and age, this is tough because usually the Bucs right now, if it's a close game, they're gonna find a way. It seems, or Baker's gonna do just enough. Obviously, that shootout versus the Texans didn't go their way, but Baker plays ass off. Kind of feels like a must-win game for the Bucs. On the road in Indy. That division is very winnable right now. NFC South. Anyone but the Panthers could win it, you could say. So yeah. But I don't know, but I'm going with the Bucs here, 23-21. On the road, they get the win. Don't fool me. The lines or sportsbook. Patriots on the road facing Tommy DeVito and the Giants. Patriots 3-point favorites on the road. 3-point favorites. I mean, very difficult because Patriots, again, they could have won the game versus the Colts. Mac Jones didn't play great. Tommy DeVito played very good against the Commanders on Sunday. And, yeah, it's odd. I guess Vegas doesn't believe in DeVito yet. That was a good performance, and at home against a Patriots team which you don't know. It's been dreadful for them this season. I'm gonna go with home team Giants 17-14. They get the win. Bryce Young versus Will Levis. Very interesting here. Panthers on the road versus in Tennessee. Titans 3.5-point favorites. This is tough because, well, Titans now home again. They were on a weird stretch of them being on the road. Now they're back home. Feels like Mike Vrabel is feeling not happy, you could say. I mean, he was asked about that blowout loss against the Jags, and he was like, yeah, the Jags are the better coach team right now. Yeah, this feels like a weird game. Frank Reich, you know, sad to say, but he's one of those guys that could be gone as well. And you guys have set expectations with a rookie QB, number one overall, especially with the rumors that he wasn't his guy. So, I mean, at home, I'm going with the favorites and, Will Levis. I think better team, better offense. Titans win 20-16. They get the win for the home crowd. NFC West showdown again. Rams 1-point favorites on the road. First the Cardinals in Arizona. So, Matthew Stafford returned last week. Also, news recently that Kyren Williams designated to return from IR. We know how good he is for the Rams, and so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams here. Favorites on the road. Rams win 24-20. Browns could be an underrated game. Browns and you could say one of the hottest, if not the hottest team in the league, the Broncos. We're now 5-5. Looking forward, at home. Now, Broncos 1-point favorites at home. You have two of the top defenses in the league right now. So, DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, didn't do a lot, but when it came down to it, final drive of the game, got him down there to kick the game-winning field goal against the Steelers at home. Now they're on the road and could be also Denver. I experienced that Sunday night. But yeah, I think, momentum and Broncos, Russell Wilson, the way he's been playing, I gotta go with the Broncos here. 2017, they get the win and get their fifth straight win and move above 500 at 6-5. Chiefs at in Las Vegas. Chiefs 9.5 point favorites on the road. Raiders played well versus the Dolphins in Miami. Now they're back home. They got their bubble bursted a bit after that 2-game win streak with Antonio Pierce. Now they lost, and now in their third game under Antonio Pierce. We shall see. But, you know, it is jarring. I will say that. It is jarring for the Chiefs. You know, the worst team in points, the second half rated this season. That's a bit concerning. And I'm going with the Chiefs, but I'd be lying if I'm like a little. I mean, they're still a really good team. That defense is very good. But, you know, it is a bit concerning as far as, you know, as we go down the home stretch of the season. So, I'm going with the Chiefs here. 21-13. They get the win here. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. Hopefully. The Bills going to Philly. Eagles 3.5 point favorites at home. This amid the Eagles' tough stretch of games that they gotta look forward to. The Bills in their second game now with Joe Brady as acting offense coordinator. You know, showed out great first versus the Jets defense. Now, this is really a test for the Bills to get back in that playoff race and the playoff hunt because they're on the outside looking in at 6-5. We know with the Eagles, you know, their offense is taking a step back. Their defense, you know, played well for the Chiefs, got 2 turnovers. You know, Travis Kelce fumble, the pick off Patrick Mahomes in the red zone. Their offense didn't look pretty versus the Chiefs, but got enough big plays. So, I mean, we can see that there is a loophole with this Philly defense, we can say. And, you know, so it seems like Rasul Douglas will probably go with A.J. Brown. And, I mean, you know, I feel like amid this tough stretch, they're not going to go 5-0 the way it seems. And I feel like this is one of the games that's going to sneak up on them. And the Bills wanting this game more. And yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills in Philly, 27-24. You know, this just feels like a gotta-have game for the Bills. And, the tough stretch for the Eagles, yeah, like I said, they're not going to go 5-0 in this big stretch. And they may be looking ahead to the 49ers. So, we'll see. But either way, I expect a fun one in Philly. Sunday night, you got the Chargers hosting the Ravens. Ravens, 4-point favorites on the road. Although technically it'll feel like a home game. Nonetheless, Ravens now first place in the AFC. They hold the cards as far as they're in control of their own destiny. As far as the 1 seed in the AFC, if they win out, basically, they will have the bye in the AFC. The Chargers, I mentioned Frank Reich. I mentioned Ron Rivera. Brandon Staley, it does feel like his mantra of like, oh, he should be fired. Oh, he should be fired. It's getting close. This feels like one of those games where on Sunday night, if he does have a bad performance, I mean, the Chargers should have tied that game, if not won it. If Quentin Johnson makes that catch from Justin Herbert late in the game. But nonetheless, here we are, and we'll see. But I got the Ravens here to advance to 9-3. I don't know how I cut myself on my finger, but yeah. But yeah, Ravens here win. Oh, that's on the money. I originally had 27-23. I'm gonna go with 28-21. Ravens win. Then we got Monday Night Football. Vikings hosting the Bears. Vikings 3.5-point favorites at home. I mean, could have won that game. Of course, we know coulda, woulda, shoulda against the Broncos in Mile High. Didn't happen. They were conservative on the last drive. Made too many mistakes, and ultimately it cost them. Bears, Justin Fields played good in his return for the Lions, but wasn't enough as Lions got the win late. Vikings now 6-5. I imagine they'll install some more plays designed for Josh Dobbs. I mean, thing is, when you have a new QB, you kind of have to design cater the playbook towards him. I get it, you don't want to change it too much, but Kirk Cousins is a really good thrower. That was more of a statue quarterback. Couldn't run as good. Josh Dobbs can throw the ball, but main thing over Kirk Cousins is ability to run. So, yeah, I'm going with the Vikings here in a guy-heavy game to keep tight with the Lions because they play twice next month. So, keep that there, but Vikings 20-16 at home. Now let's talk about college football this weekend as we got some fun ones to look forward to for rivalry weekend. So, the big one is Michigan Ohio State, but gotta save that as we got some good ones to look forward to. So, Iowa, Nebraska. So, Iowa has already clinched up the Big Ten West, but this Nebraska, lost in overtime versus Wisconsin, or in Madison versus Wisconsin. So I bet they're gonna be the more desperate team to get for bowl eligibility. And Iowa, their offense has been left to be desired, we know. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Nebraska here. Or it's going to be a good one, Iowa and Nebraska tomorrow. And then, as Texas gears towards possibly a college football playoff berth, on Friday, they play Texas Tech. And, 10th win, great for the program. Great for Sark, great for Quinn Ewers. But they cannot take Texas Tech lightly if they want to have a chance to not only make the Big 12 championship, but, potentially be in college football playoffs. We'll see. Oregon State, Oregon should be fun one Friday night. Drill with both sides. Should be fun. Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn. Auburn, I don't know what happened. First New Mexico State, credit to New Mexico State, but Auburn, 25-point favorites, and yeah. Florida State versus Florida could be a sneaky game between the two Florida big teams. Especially now with no Jordan Travis for the rest of the season. So we'll see. Well, we know the big one. Michigan, Ohio State, Saturday. Now, Kyle McCord, he's played very well. He's no CJ Stroud, but Kyle McCord has played well this season. JJ McCarthy, I've not been impressed with. The last couple weeks, but they've run the ball well. Their protection is not great. So, this gonna be about? It's gonna be a defensive matchup, I feel. Um, I'm gonna go with Michigan, but yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. First of all, I'll say. Um, if I have to guess, maybe 21-16, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, those are my picks and thoughts on the games this weekend. We'll see how it goes. Should be fun. But with that, thank you all for joining me. If you liked the video, of course, you know drill with the like button, thumbs up. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Um, with everything, and hope everyone has a good weekend. You know, turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, the whole 9 yards. It's great. So, but anyways, guys, peace out. See you guys next time. Yeah.